The air, Brent Doherty with you, 104.5 The Zone, bringing the noise to Dixon, Tennessee.
Yeah!
It is Greystone Golf Club, the 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic, presented by Ferguson. HVAC is underway at Greystone Golf Club. And Slay Dog.
Yes, sir.
All the golfers are in here.
I mean,
It's like a big party in here.
But guess what, though? It's kind of hard to be out there when we're in here. You know what I mean?
Why would you want to be out
Why?
there?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Except to hit the little white golf ball, which I did this morning.
How'd you do?
I did well for me.
Well, that's
Except right in the middle of it, I got news that Brett Kern officially was being released.
all.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's
So I talked with Brett today, and, man, he loves the city of Nashville.
That's real.
But it's a business, so we'll work our way through that. Tom, what's up? How are you?
Hi, good. Do this.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. It was my last weekend before football season.
Did you get anything done that
No.
you needed to get done?
I didn't get crap done. I wanted to, clean out the garage and clean out my Mr. Babs clothes in the closet and get everything organized before I'm gone for like 15 straight weeks. I got none of it
Why are you cleaning him out?
because
Like Eminem, cleaning out my closet?
cleaning out everybody's
Does
stuff.
Mr. Babs know you were going to clean him out?
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
So he knows, but he just tries to ignore it. Like if I ignore it, maybe it won't happen, kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm going to be
So-
over here with Baby Babs and,
Yep.
and Steve the Fish.
And long live Ish.
I asked Baby Babs about Ish, and she was like, Steve. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Steve.
it, man.
Ish is dead to
Take
her,
him.
literally and figuratively.
Yep. Ish is
Oh,
in the
man.
wonderful pool in the sky.
Did you flush Ish?
I made Mr. Babs take care of that.
Oh, he got him out.
Yeah, I made it. He left him in there for like 2 days.
That's yeah.
I'm like, dude,
I
get
never-
the dead fish out of the tank.
I never knew he was
This
removed
is your
from the
job.
city. This is your job.
Like,
mean,
this
you
is a
delegated
dad
the job.
What's the protocol on leaving the dead fish in the tank? Like, how
Yeah.
many days is the appropriate number of days?
I thought 2 was plenty. Right?
No. When you get the smell, when you start
Oh.
to smell the rigor mortis smell.
Oh, my
then
God.
then I think you got to clear them out.
No, when Baby Babs is like Ish and Ish is floating at the top upside down, yeah, then it's time to get the dang fish out of there.
It's a trick. It's doing the trick at the top.
Gosh. I'm like, I don't want to explain
Hey.
death at 2.
Yeah.
How do you delegate jobs though in the household? That's like
I just
I was
make
delegated
the
trash.
Here's
today.
how Dawn delegates jobs. I ain't doing it either. You do it. one time a year, I'll get the crock pot out
Yep.
Yeah.
and I'll cook dinner. Outside of that, you got it.
Everything else on you.
It's all you, man.
Yeah.
I like
I'm,
that, Babsy.
I'm going to college football Friday,
Time, baby.
Thursday night. I'll see y'all Sunday.
It's
Fools.
time.
Fools. I don't care what y'all do. He is Ron Slade's back
What's
from
happening?
Vegas.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building.
Better be ready.
I'm in
The building.
the building.
Car ain't got no rules.
Time
Go, baby.
to show.
Yes, indeed, Yoro.
How was your assignment this weekend?
Well, my assignment was beautiful, man. In the midst of 72 hours, I did quite a bit. You know, I probably did more than a man in the Army in 72 hours.
Huh?
You saw all the
Quite a
baby.
bit.
You saw all the babies.
I did see all the babies. One of the babies wasn't even worth seeing.
Oh.
Ooh, which one?
The baby.
What? The
Yeah.
real baby?
Yeah, like
No,
we could have saved that one.
That's another baby. The baby.
Not the real baby.
But
real-
the
The
real
baby.
baby.
DA. No, DA baby.
Yeah.
DA baby was.
What about
that-
little baby?
Little baby he put on the show.
Oh,
Little baby was good.
little baby better than
Yeah.
the baby.
Yeah, he was along with
What about-
Chris Brown.
What about Usher Raymond from Chattanooga?
Hey man, listen. So, fun fact, man, from Chat.
Yeah.
You know, my grandmother taught his aunties or his nieces or something. No, his aunties. It had to be his aunties. She taught them when she was the principal at a middle
Yeah.
school.
Well, they could have taught his nieces. I don't know.
No, my grandma been gone. Not been gone, but she's been stepped away from school. But I say all that to say,
Rest
there
in
was some
peace,
times. No, please
No,
don't.
she's not.
Please don't.
Oh.
Please don't. No,
Oh.
no, don't. Yeah. Please don't take her out. Don't take her out. But
I don't want to take
you
grandma out.
almost did. You almost did.
We took her out to school.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah.
So, man, great time, man. Usher, his residency, and I'm more intrigued by residencies after watching the Elvis movie, because
Elvis was a hero the most.
Tie this together, huh?
Yeah.
So he was performing at the International, which
Elvis?
Yeah, not hey, man, not this trip, but he was. This is an announcement. Elvis is back.
Elvis is performing live.
He has no longer left the building. He's back. But, man, I loved it, man, watching Usher perform all the jams, because that's my era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let It Burn, Confessions, all that. Like, he started in 94, 95. That's when I was just jumping into high school, so that's part of it. I grew up with him, so
you
that
make
was
me
great.
want to leave the one I'm with.
Oh, he put on the show.
Start a new relationship.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
can I just say,
Talk to me, Babsy.
I'm very proud of you.
Why,
that
Babs?
you are back.
Yeah.
That you're conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. His eyes aren't even bloodshot. Look at him.
Yeah. Give him time. Give him time.
I'm going to disagree with you there. They're a little swollen. Like, I can tell he hasn't really slept.
Hey, Babsy, no
but
sleep.
I'm very proud.
Thank you, Babsy.
Yep.
And I kept thinking
welcome
about
back.
you. And listen, I thought about Babsy the whole time, and especially when I got in the airport, because I am now about to sign up for TSA PreCheck.
Yep.
I would not be the guy standing in the line. No longer will I be the guy running through the airport. Now I can really arrive 15 minutes before
Like O.J. Simpson.
and just slide on through.
Although sometimes the TSA pre-check line is longer at B&A than the other
is true.
security line.
I've beaten her before.
Me and you both did
Yeah.
last time.
But at B&A, they rock you through.
Yeah.
By the way, hi to all of our airport security guys
Shout out
that
to
listen
them.
to the show. Love you
Shout out to
guys.
them.
Yeah, they all know Blaine Bishop. It's amazing.
They know
Like,
the
you-
hitman.
you
They
go-
know everybody.
You go travel with Blaine, man. He knows everybody at the security.
Yep.
He's a legend.
They're awesome.
You
Hard.
too.
So
but
good.
Yeah,
You're
they
in.
don't really know me. They know him, man.
Where did you get held back? Where we had to wait for you because you were getting your bag checked?
Man,
Oh,
that's when
that's right.
Bab set me up with a Gatorade. She put a
Indianapolis or-
Gatorade in my check my baggage going through security.
Oh, yeah.
No one ain't supposed to have a drink. She just told me, just put that in your bag. What? And I fell for it. Just put it in my bag.
Oh, for the banana.
The banana in the tailpipe.
You
But
did.
guess what, though, Yor? I'm not here to go on a tangent or anything,
Yeah.
but I am here to tell everybody, I told you so.
About.
And if you want to get on the train been done left the station. Come on, ride that train. That's right. The bandit train has left the station. I told y'all what was going to happen.
Nobody else is allowed on the train?
That part is over.
Okay, well, they put up 63 points.
Damn right they did, Babsy.
I don't care who you're playing. They put up 63 points.
And see, that's my point, Babsy. Because
So
I'm
you
hearing
can't-
everything.
Nobody can get on the train now?
No.
It's too late?
Yeah, they can.
No,
Come on, Slay.
no, they cannot.
Come
no,
on,
they cannot.
Slay.
I gave them people 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I started on the 12th. August 12th. I said y'all got to the 26th.
He's not wrong.
That's all I'm saying. I knew this day was coming. I knew it was coming. Babsy told us before going to SEC Media Day, y'all wait till you get to talk to Mike Wright. I said, okay, Babsy, all right, yeah.
Whatever, Babsy. You always talking about these
Babsy.
guys that
we
are
know
gonna
you
be
know
great.
the inner workings of everything. You on the sidelines. All right, cool. When we talked to him, won me over. Made me start to get the train.
You fell in love.
I leased the train for 3 weeks.
63-10.
Spanking.
And Hawaii led 7-0.
Y'all text me, and I said it's a long game.
Yeah. Hawaii led 7-0. And so Vanderbilt with the 63 points. That's the most points scored by a Vanderbilt football team in a game since 1969.
Wow.
53 years. Hawaii did not score a point in the second half. Vanderbilt scored the last 49 points of the game. Vanderbilt had 601 total yards, 404 on the ground. Vanderbilt quarterback and 3HL fan Mike Wright, 13-21, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, 13 carries, 163 yards and 2 touchdowns, including an 87-yard touchdown run, 309 total yards for Mike Wright, 4 touchdowns.
Lord have mercy.
Orji and Taylor each recovered 2 fumbles. Vanderbilt had 3 sacks. Now, okay, 3 sacks, cool.
It's Hawaii.
They had 9 all last season.
There you go.
So-
9 all last season.
Regardless of opponent, it's that step
Oh, they played
in a
crappy opponents
different
last
direction.
year, too.
You're
Yeah.
right. And
Yes.
guess what? They lost to one opening week.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I mean, they weren't.
Yes, they did, Babs.
UT, which one was it? Martin. UT Martin?
ETSU.
Sorry, ETSU
Yeah.
was not a crappy team. Like, that was a decent team, but Vanderbilt lost to him.
Here we go
Don't-
again.
No, listen,
Y'all don't
listen.
like this. Y'all don't like this.
They're an FCS team.
Correct.
You're an SEC team.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
Vanderbilt
should not
lost to him.
lose to that.
Part of
Sorry.
the step in building that program
Yes.
and getting to a level where you can be competitive is taking care of the games that you should be taking care of.
You're
And that's
absolutely right.
exactly what they did. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried early on in that game, but that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
Took care of, and not just took care, but put the foot on the throat of an opponent that you should have beat that way. And that's something that Vanderbilt has not done in the past
I'm totally agreeing.
in a long time.
It was a gigantic shock to the director of football operations for Hawaii.
I tweeted him. I tweeted him.
Slay.
Yeah. What? You the one. That man the one. That man, listen, I'm looking at the camera. I hope you looking, man. You the one asked out there on the playing field, director of football operations, if Vanderbilt knew what they were getting into. Think so? Yeah, they know. They showed you. And that's what I love. They did not take their foot off the throttle.
It's so funny that the director of football operations for Hawaii could send something viral.
What are you
But can you imagine Timmy Chang? When Timmy Chang opened Twitter and saw his
Yeah.
director of football off, who, by the way, is not like a 23-year-old kid.
Come on, man.
He's like 60 years old, this dude. He used to coach the defensive line.
Come on, man.
He's like, Timmy Chang's like, wait a minute. You're up there bragging about how we got 52 new players?
A team that's been here for a week, you're going to give them more motivation. They might have forgotten about everything and enjoyed the vacation.
Yeah.
But you're going to put the motivation on the wall.
Director of football ops should have been like, hey, man, y'all been to Waikiki Beach? How about North Shore?
There you go.
I'll give you a tour.
Hey, this is where all the really good surfers hang out. Maybe you should go try that while you're here.
Yeah.
They got Mai Tais and everything.
That would have been me. They could have tricked me.
Ooh, my
My
time.
right wasn't going.
By the way,
Focus.
the Patterson brothers, Langston and Kane, I loved seeing them next to each other in the fourth quarter playing defense.
Sitting in the
Combined to have 6 tackles, 2 inside linebackers. Vanderbilt hosts Elon on Saturday at 6 o'clock at Vanderbilt Stadium, which is now named First Bank Stadium.
Hey.
Congrats
Hey.
to them.
That's another big step for this university.
We'll talk about when we come back. Also,
Okay.
FPI gives Vanderbilt a 95.8% chance to win that game. It is the opener for Elon. They were 6-5 last year. They lost to Wofford, App State, William and Mary, both of them, James Madison, and Villanova. Go Vandy. 2-0.
I mean, those are good FCS programs.
Whatever.
James Madison.
I just like to poke you on that.
Gosh.
James Madison was
All right,
at a point.
we got
like-
a break.
It's like you're talking about, like you're driving down the street and you're like, whoa, look out for that drunk woo girl on that scooter. Yeah, I see her. I'm going to miss her. Well, you might not.
Look at baby Babs. Strawberry smiles.
Oh, my gosh. All right, back 104.5 The Zone 2022 Summer Golf Classic at Greystone Golf Course. We'll be right back. Buck Reising will join us next. He usually joins us at 5:20, but he had a vet appointment.
And Hooker.
To which, well, Lucas says it was a haircut.
Well, I mean, that's a vet, too.
he
Vet
told me.
A haircut for the cats?
For him.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, wow.
That is so dumb.
that is cats. Y'all.
I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
He said damn cats or something.
No, that was me.
Oh,
That was you that said that.
Yeah.
Well.
He's got a vet appointment, and I said, effing cats. And he laughed, and he goes, can I do 320? So, yeah. Buck Rising next. On
we
104.5
also have
The Zone.
Hooker.
Oh, Amani Hooker.
Yes.
Not Hendon Hooker.
I was about to say.
That's
oh,
Sorry, I should have been.
Not
Yes.
some other questionable figure. Amani
Amani
Hooker,
Hooker.
at 3:30 on 104.5 The Zone.
Tighten up.
They in the building and out the building.
No, he's out the building.
Oh, he's out the
He's
building.
out the building. Yeah. King and Associate. He won tickets to Slipknot.
Yeah, he did.
He was like, "Who's Slipknot?" I really thought that.
Going anyway.
I know who Slipknot is.
Yeah.
I thought Rich said Slip Nuts,
Well,
which made me think of Slap Nuts, which made me think of Buck Reising, who joins us now. And Buck's going to get bounced here in about 5 minutes because we got Amani Hooker coming on. Buck, what's up, man? Why are you on at 3:20 instead of 5:20?
The Cats have a vet appointment, and also I'm pretty sure I gave him those Slipknot tickets.
Vet appointment, huh?
The Cats.
Oh yeah, the vet appointment is it's pressing, urgent, and it happened, to be right in the middle of my normal hit with you guys. So I figured we could try and make it work either way.
When you find cats in your garbage can, I'm thinking vet appointments like regularly scheduled. They're doing fine without them. They made it this long.
Depends on what kind of the trash can you found them in. I don't know, man.
Well, you found them in your trash
stuff
can.
out here in the alley.
Yeah. All right. So Brett Kern gets released. How surprised are you by that move?
Absolutely none.
Yeah.
I think they've been really trending that way for quite some time. I don't know that it was necessarily a difficult decision for them to make from a football standpoint. Emotionally, obviously, Brett Kern is very, very much loved by that organization and by this fan base. But from a financial standpoint and certainly the show that he put on Saturday night on top of what they see in practice, Ryan Stonehouse is the better option at this particular time.
Okay, here's a different question. Does that move concern you at all?
What, cutting Brett?
Yeah.
Well, not yet. He hadn't given me a reason to be concerned with it. Now,
Well, that's why I'm asking you. Come on, Buck. You're supposed to look ahead.
Well, I can't be preemptively panicked, Dawn. Like what?
No, that's what we do.
Yeah, well, no, that's not yet. I have a week before I start to light fires under people about things that are wrong with their football team. But I would say too, yeah. I mean, like I'm not bent out of shape about it right now. Like if they go to Buffalo and Kern ends up on the Bills, and he looks decidedly better than Ryan Stonehouse, and he has, the kind of stuff that pins them inside their 10 persistently, and it keeps a new offense from scoring a bunch of points, then then it's time to be concerned. But like right now, I understand what they're doing, and it didn't seem to bother them in the preseason, which really the only measure that we can get of anybody in the preseason is the specialist. So, I mean, if there's need to freak out about it, I'll get there.
Well, Buck, okay. I want you to freak out. I like when Buck freaks out. I like freak out Buck. Freak out.
Well, you ensured that there would be no freak out, Buck, on this particular call when I ran into you earlier. So let's just we're everything's zen.
Wait, where did y'all run into each other? Vegas?
Hey, man, it could have been. Buck gets around.
Listen, roster cut day. I had to get after it a little bit before the Grim Reaper started to make its round. So you don't know what I did after the preseason game. I did not stay up for the Vandy game. I can tell you that much. So maybe a quick trip to Vegas.
I did. You missed it, man. They were
Yes,
awesome. So what do you do with Logan Woodside? Do you release him and try to bring him back in the practice squad?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any burning need to keep him other than. I mean, if you don't have another veteran option that you can bring in to kind of stabilize the things that Malik's still trying to learn. Like, Woodside should clear waivers, but if he doesn't for whatever reason, they brought in a quarterback last week to work out some other wide receivers on top of it. So you kind of kill two birds with one stone in an instance like that. Should Woodside not clear waivers? And I think that we'll see what happens. There's no way to kind of guarantee one way or the other. Right now, there's still a lot of time before those decisions have to be made. But I think that Woodside tried to keep his position. He won them that game, to his credit, and it can still be that we know what Logan Woodside is at the end of the day, and it's not what Malik Willis is currently.
Give me your take on this, Buck. What do you see happening with Dez Fitzpatrick? I see him take a step forward, then it's almost, if not two steps back, it's
All right,
a step and a half. Yeah, like that. You like it right there, man. I'm just trying to figure out though. Like, you always hear about his growth and he's doing things great, and then it never translates in the game, especially in the end zone. Like, what is he going back to the practice squad? Is it over?
I mean, I don't see any need from my standpoint to keep him. I don't know what he's like to work with in meeting rooms and things like that, so I can't speak to the full picture. But, on the field, hell, Logan Woodside would have thrown the game-winning touchdown pass.
Right.
Fitzpatrick had it not hit Fitzpatrick in the hand and bounced off. So, there's just not enough there for me to say, okay, he's worth keeping for an active roster spot when you got a couple other difficult decisions to make. And this is why our buddy Ramon kind of looked at us like we had six heads when we talked about off-season awards that the Titans do, and that Radens was an off-season award winner, and Des Fitzpatrick was an off-season award winner, and Caleb Farley was an off-season award winner. Now, one of those things is not quite like the other two, but none of them seem to have starting jobs at this point.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Buck Reising with us on 3HL at Buck Reising on Twitter. So Nicholas Petit-Frere, you feel good about that moving forward at right tackle?
I feel better than if it was Radens. And yeah, I think Nick is good enough that they can make it work, and certainly they'll have to help him on the right side in certain circumstances. I mean, he's going to see Von Miller in week 2. He's not ready for that. There's very few offensive linemen in the NFL who could properly be prepared for that. But, there's been enough progress, I think, for him to be the better of the options, even if it was Radens losing the job as many opportunities as they gave him to try to win it.
Buck Reising with us on 3HL. Buck Reising Show 10 to 1 weekdays. The regular season starting next weekend. How glad are you that we're through these preseason games?
Oh, my God. We were talking about Kenny Galladay and him mailing it in during the Giants preseason game, and I felt like Kenny Galladay on Saturday. I'd so checked out in the middle of that.
Did you fall asleep?
Nonsense. No, I have been in a press box where somebody did fall asleep. In fact, it was the Derrick Henry 4-touchdown game against the Jags.
What?
I don't know I don't know what that guy's name was, but he was clearly an older gentleman, and I think he had sleeping issues anyway. I think in the second preseason game, I spent the entire third quarter in the stands just because I had to get out of the press box. And hell, we've got it better than most people because at least we had a fun rookie quarterback to watch.
That's true.
That's true. All right, Buck, we're going to bounce you. We've got Amani Hooker ready to take over for you.
Priorities.
Get out of here, Buck.
He's much more important than I am. Enjoy.
There he is.
See ya.
He's Buck Reising. He's taking care of cats today.
Cat man.
No comment.
Don gives an eye roll. Titan safety Amani Hooker joins us now on 3HL. Amani, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're good, man. How glad are you that you're through the preseason, getting ready for the regular season now?
It feels good. We put the work in this preseason, and now it's time to go and win some games.
How much fun do you have playing on this defense, man?
We have a lot of fun out there. When you got guys that know what they're doing, they love ball. They're making plays. It gets you excited, and then we just play complementary football. The D-line, they rush the passer, they get stops, and then the ball gets tipped in the air. As a defender, we're gonna pick it off in the back end or get a PBU. So it's great. We have a lot of fun back there.
It looks like you've reached a point, you and Kevin Byard, where you guys can just kind of look at each other, and you've got this nonverbal communication, what each other's going to do. How cool is that? And at what point did you guys feel that comfortable back there with each other?
It's a great feeling to have especially between me and KB. Honestly, for me, it was a couple games last year of us playing together. After I got back from my injury, so I think that was probably week 8 or 9. But no, it's great because he can look at me, I can look at him. We both watch the similar film. We talk and have discussions before practice and before games. So we're pretty familiar what we were looking for out there and what to expect.
Solid leader, obviously, in Byard back there, but there's a lot of talk about depth at this position and where this team is. What do you see from a depth standpoint with your guys?
For me, from my perspective, I think we got a lot of guys that can come in and play. Guys that can contribute to the defense and contribute to special teams. You got Theo that has been, getting in that safety work. He was out for a couple of weeks, so that gave AJ Moore a couple more opportunities. And then same with Lonnie, just getting here a couple of weeks ago. We got a lot of guys that have been getting a lot of reps on defense, and they're definitely going to be able to contribute on special teams, if not on defense.
What's been the biggest difference personally in your game for you? Like coming off injury, coming back, where do you feel maybe it's slowed down or, you've kind of made that jump?
Just building confidence within myself. Last year I was hurt early part of the year, so it was my first year starting. So then, coming back into last year, I want to make sure that I was just consistently, showing up every day, doing my job the way it's supposed to be done. And then now it's just, taking my game to the next level as a leading, making more plays, being more instinctual within the defense, and then just going out there having fun and trusting my abilities and knowing that I can play at a high level.
Monty, you guys got a different kind of swagger, man. And you can see it, when for everybody that was able to come out there and check the joint practices out, how difficult is it for you guys to sit on the sideline in these joint practices and not looking very but like, hey, man, let us get them one time. just let us
Turn
go
us
full
loose.
speed one time for them so we can set the record straight. How difficult is that as a competitor?
We want to keep our guys healthy, so
Yeah.
we're good. But as far as going against the other team, as a defense, we're gonna have that high energy. We're gonna have that enthusiasm. Like I said, guys know what they're doing, so we're able to play fast, and that's gonna allow us to make more plays.
As a competitor, man, in the games, once you got guys flying around like all 11 of you guys, plus your backups, I'm gonna be honest, man. Y'all, any team in the NFL would love to have any one of you guys starting, but y'all here in one nucleus. How much cash money talk is going on the field, man? Because when you that good, man, it's a different type of trash talk that goes on, man, especially when you can back it up.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like you said, back it up. I mean, we have guys that talk, and then we have guys that they aren't the best talkers. They might not say none at all, but their play goes out there and talks for them. And if that guy's not going to talk, you're gonna have David Long, Jeffrey Simmons, and other guys that are come up and make sure that the other team knows that my boy Caleb Farley made a play. So we all going to be in tune into the game, but when it's time to lock in, we're going to be locked in.
So did you see Leonard Fournette's little run at Big Jeff coming, or were you surprised by that? Like, what was going on there?
I think that was just, a little build-up throughout both days. Just a little compete action, a little, word here, word there, and then practice was over. So, I mean, they always say handle it after practice, so it doesn't matter.
Man, I'm gonna let you keep it all the way G, man. That wasn't nothing but the little fly at the picnic, man. The fly been flying around the picnic food. Somebody got to go and smack the fly at some point, man.
Jeff had to do what he had to do, man.
That is.
What? Describe Big Jeff. Like, let's say somebody doesn't know him, hasn't watched him play. Like, how would you describe that guy?
I mean, some people say big teddy bear from just looking at him. Big, nice teddy bear. But when he talks, he tries to make sure everyone knows he's the big dog. But I mean, he's a great guy, though. I mean, great person, high energy, high enthusiasm, and expects the best out of everybody. I mean, even when it's supposed to be, kind of a chill day, you can still hear him out there. But just high energy. He loves ball. That's all it is. It's not like he, not a bad dude. He's a great player, all in all.
You got two young guys coming in, man, that hopefully get to get on there with the opportunity to make the most of their time in McCreary and Caleb Farley. What's the most difficult part as far as trying to incorporate them into a veteran defense that already has chemistry?
Just our expectation as a defense, we don't want any fall off. So the next person that comes in there, we expect them to perform at a high level. Another guy, if someone goes down and someone else comes up, and we're expecting them to do the same thing and play at a high level. So, the best and most important thing that we want to have in our defense is consistently, and we know that which player we're going to get each and every day.
And man, I'd love to get you in the boom boom room, man, but don't look like we got time, boy. Woo!
He's got a meeting coming up?
Man, boy, ooh, you might
Amani
have dodged
Hooker
this
with us on 3 8. We'll get him in the boom boom room. Yeah, so like I would be a distracted safety. Like I would see Big Jeff make some ridiculous play and be like, "Oh man." Meanwhile, I'm supposed to like check the tight end or something. I don't know. But like you're a pro, so you don't get caught up into that. But how much fun is it to watch film as a collective position group, watching those guys in front of you?
I mean, it's you have a great time in there. I mean, because all we celebrate, when we make plays, and then the plays we're supposed to make, we correct it. But like when you got guys up front that can disrupt, Harold, Bud, Ola, Weave, Jeff and Naquan, all the guys up front, I mean, it's fun to watch film. And then, you know, our linebackers, you got David and Zach. They're over there blowing up the pulling guards. They're flattening guys out on their back. So, you know, it's definitely fun to watch.
I love it. Obviously, it's a business. You know that. Players come and go. Tough day over there with Brett Kern being released.
Yeah, you know, obviously we love Brett over here. I mean, he was here. He was like the big bro when I came my rookie year. You know, I was the only way I made the team and made my role onto this team was special teams. So, you know, I was a PP my second year, so I had a great relationship with Brett. You know, like you said, it is a business. You know, we hate to see him go, but you know, that's how the league works.
Appreciate it, Amani. Get your work done, bro, and we'll see you here in about a week and a half.
I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right, there he is, Amani Hooker, Titan safety.
Man.
Yeah, more on that Brett Kern situation when we come back. Broadcasting live from Dixon, the 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic at Greystone Golf Club. Thanks to Seymour Putters, Fight DMD, Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, Pepsi, among others. We'll be right back. 3 to tell 104.5 The Zone.
LT360 and Apple Collision in 5.
Titans fans can stream every Titans game. Download the new 104.5 The Zone app.
Go.
All right, let's talk about health, and the aging process kind of sneaks up on all.
Dixon, Tennessee. It's dark out here, boy.
Dixon?
Yeah, it's dark. Look outside, Babs. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I
Babs
guess
said Dixon.
Well, look, I'm looking that way. It's not
Yeah,
dark
it's not
straight
dark
ahead.
that way. It sure ain't.
It's just behind me.
It's coming from. Where is it coming from?
When y'all say that way, it's out like we're sitting in the clubhouse, which is like just
It's a really pretty
pampered
view.
with windows. And so we're looking out over the golf course, which looks fine. And then you turn to the right.
Turn to the left.
Yep.
Crisscross.
To the right.
Crisscross.
You turn to the
That's
right.
right.
Clap your hands.
So I went to the car to get out of my golf shoes and get my flippy floppies. And I was coming back, and Moses was putting the table in the truck, and I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, dude, there's a storm coming." I was like,
party
are we,
over.
Are we done? He goes, "Yeah, we're done." So we're out here.
Is this what we this what we had to come in at last year? No, we just rolled through the rain and got more old fashions.
It always,
I think. Maybe not.
yeah. Where were the old fashions?
I don't know.
Oh, that was Eagleville, right?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's when we had a ride over to CPA, and then me and you took naps
Oh, did. That's what it was.
in the parking
Yep.
lot next to each other, like Ross and
Yes, indeed.
Joey on Friends.
Then when rock the show.
But anyway, good time had by all. Reka Vodka, they've got here Milagro Tequila, Hendrix Gin, Jackalope Brewing, Edley's Barbecue, Brentwood Jewelry.
Got a little bit of everything in there.
I miss the Brentwood Jewelry guys. I heard that they had, me and watches, man.
You got a watch?
They got a white one, like it's all white. That's what I want.
A white watch.
I want the all white watch, and then I can go to Corey Brewer's party or whoever that was, Ron Mercer's party,
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, the all-white
the all
party.
white party. Yeah.
where
Gotta
Pat
have
thought it was
every-
nothing but white
The
people.
all white party. I mean,
I'm like,
listen,
now how in the world are you going to have an all-white party?
hey, it was the 90s, Babs. Anything could be done. Then.
Plays involved in a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. Comes partying.
Oh, man.
But anyway, yeah, we've had a good time, and yeah, we shot a 58 this morning.
Hey.
We were good.
My
I'll
guys.
tell you where my strength in the team is.
Putting.
You've seen it.
Showing the line.
Putting is, yeah, okay.
Now, when you get your eye going,
Yeah, when I get
rolling.
Dave Elliott, our sales manager, got it
was on
going, man. He wasn't missing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, the throwing out of sand.
oh,
get-
now your throws, yeah.
Yeah, you get sand throws.
Yeah.
Woo! That's my
Yeah.
favorite thing.
Woo!
I'm like a bachelorette on Broadway with those sand throws, man.
Just launch.
I'm just scoring all night long.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Who wrote that line? I don't know, but I said it.
That was beautiful.
And so, yeah, we had a good time. Brett Kern.
You know what? Go ahead, Yor.
What were you going to say?
Cause so I'm a little emotional about this.
We missed you today, by the way.
Oh well, thank you. I miss you guys.
Tried to call you. People were wanting to do cake stands. Like
See, that's-
Russell was like, the only time I've ever shotgunned a beer was with Slay at this event last time.
And that's why I feel like I let the team
Aw.
down, man.
And he's a 49-year-old man.
yeah.
It's okay. You made it.
I got back.
You made it
I
back
mean, had
from
some lunch
Vegas.
with some fellas,
Yeah.
when they came in. But yeah, I miss my team, man. Ain't nothing like being with your team.
So you're talking about Brett Kern?
Oh yeah, Brick. Listen,
It's
man.
an emotional thing.
It is, dude.
It's a business, like we were talking to Amani Hooker.
Without question.
And like Brett knew it a few weeks ago, and I think he communicated the message well after the preseason game, where he said when he saw Stonehouse hit a few balls, he was like, "I've only seen a few guys hit the ball like that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I knew it was on. And to Brett's credit, he had the best camp I think he feels like he's had in a long, long time, maybe ever.
Mm-hmm. Not
It's-
have to fight through injuries or
And
anything.
so what do you do with that? Like, so Indianapolis and Buffalo both need punters. I don't think he would go to Indianapolis. And people are always like, well, that's a business. You go where they're going to pay you and all this stuff. I don't know, man.
I'm with you. When you get to a certain point in your career, it's not about business anymore. Y'all know I always talked about this, like the comfort level of peace of mind at a place where you know you can, one, go and compete for a chip. Two, like they're going to treat you the right way. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to – it's not about them, you being grateful for that opportunity to go there, but it's about them being grateful to receive a guy of your caliber. And I think that's what you get with him. But to look at his career, man, you always want to – if you can play 14, 15 years, You ask a person that at the beginning of their career, man, would you want to do that? Of course they're going to say yes. If you ask them, would you do that with the same team? They're going to say it's no way. Any athlete. I don't care. Like, you don't see that. You know
because
what I'm saying?
it's not going to happen. Right.
And to this point, because it's a business. And you know they're going into it. But, man, when you get to this point, man, I hope he play one more year, man. Play this year and come on out on his own merit and be able to walk away from the game. That's beautiful.
Well, here's the deal. He's still playing at a ridiculously high level.
Exactly.
Like, he could go play somewhere.
Exactly.
But he's always been super open about it, but he's strong Christian, family guy. Yeah. Like, his family is number one, as it should be, and that's what's important to him. Yeah. So if he goes to play somewhere else, then you're going to be away from your family.
Yeah.
For a while, depending on where it is.
His family will stay here. His parents live in Buffalo.
Well, he started in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, it is.
Grew up a
little
Bills
full
fan.
circle.
That's how you end it.
Maybe hit a Super Bowl run, just like Suckup did. Suckup ended up in Tampa, got him a nice little Super Bowl ring.
Nothing like it.
I would love that.
Yeah, I've known Kern from afar, and then gotten to meet him last year.
Yeah,
genuine dude, man. Wish the best for him, man. And just, golly, man.
But you know, it's
you don't run into people like that.
He still gets paid.
Yeah, without question.
He averaged almost 50 yards a punt in this preseason.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
We all can appreciate watching Brett Kern punt and watching the punt returner run toward the sideline, catch the ball, and his first step is out of bounds.
Yeah,
we can all appreciate.
It's unreal.
Who watched this Titans team back when they had to have a punter for them to survive, as far as flipping the field.
Yep.
And we all watched Brett Kern do it week in and week out to help save this team until they kind of got things going.
Yep.
Quick personal side note. You mentioned how big a Christian he is and how good a dude he is. So when I did talk to him today, the first word out of my mouth was the F-bomb.
Yours?
Like, yes. I was like,
that's my guy.
I was like, I'm sorry, Brett. I felt like I let him down by saying that.
That's my guy.
He just laughed. He just
emotional,
laughed.
man.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll get him on at some point, and because I think Nashville needs to celebrate Brett Kern, and he will retire here.
Somebody on Twitter was like, "Ring of Honor right now."
Yeah,
the Titans have had 2 everyday punters. 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Craig Hendrick and Brett Kern.
Craig and Brett.
That's it.
That's tough.
So. Props to you, Brett, on a great career.
Salute.
Congrats.
Hope it's not done, and hope you.
Unless you want it to be done.
Unless you want it to be done, then we can all go play golf, and you can laugh at me and Slay.
You can just come on here with us and joke around.
Yeah.
We welcome you.
Come do radio.
Yeah, open arms.
And
I mean, your reputation will be shot once you step on this show, but you know.
Your car no longer have a roof. I mean, it's part of it. Some of the things that come with it.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. College baseball coach steps down. We'll tell you about that when we come back. It's a local story. 3HL1045 The Zone.
Dickens and Buddy Allen. Trey is ready in 10.
I'm going to say this, the best he's ever played in a Titan uniform.
Blaine and Mickey, tomorrow from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
3HL 1045 The Zone in Rainy Dixon at the 2022 Summer Golf Classic. Zone Summer Golf Classic. By the way, the prizes were not even prizes, like the gift bag when you signed up.
Uh-huh.
It's like a zone, like, shoulder bag and a white zone hat.
I think I need one of those. I did get a hat.
I don't think you're going to get one.
Oh, they all gone.
You got here late, man. You're flying in from being on assignment.
This is true.
By the way, somebody that we know where you were is not happy about the fact that you didn't reach out to him.
Ooh.
Listen, this is the thing. I know who it is. And in the midst of everything, it was either connect with Todd or get some rest.
Todd Furman.
I chose rest.
You rested?
I had to get like 2 or 3 hours.
You could have rested with Todd.
Oh my
Nah, I would have fell asleep talking to him. Then he would be like, "Oh, Slay, this is no fun."
Oh,
Thank you.
look, ask and
Thank you, Ferris.
they shall deliver.
Ferris always come through for me.
Little hat for Slay.
Little hat for Slay. Hey, man, but yeah, listen. There was too much going on. Entirely too much. And I got down there on the tables. I fought on the tables.
You fought?
I was fighting. I was up. I should have walked away.
How many people have said that about Vegas?
Yeah.
I was up. I should have walked away. Babs is talking with no mic.
Yeah, we all understand
Everybody.
that. Yeah. But this is the thing. Listen. You get comped on the back end. So if you lose, you still win in a sense.
This is called justification.
Yeah, what's the gambling hotline number? I'm telling you, man, like it's
all right. So all things being equal and zero meaning zero, what did you walk away with?
Memories. Memories and moments that can never be taken away from me, Yoral.
There you go.
It is nothing
That's
better
a
than
great outlook to have.
Thank you, Babs. That's
about
priceless.
Life is about memory, Slay.
It's priceless too. BB is in the
I
building.
watched a lot of college football over the weekend. Western Kentucky survived a battle from Austin Peay, 38-27.
Yeah, AP.
The big question for Western, how do you replace record-setting quarterback and Brent Doherty favorite, Bailey Zappi? Austin Reed is the quarterback. He's a senior transfer from West Florida. He had only played against one Division I opponent in his life, one time. I talked with Lexi Schweinert about him. She works with the Hilltopper Network. The thought was QB1 would be the transfer from West Virginia, but he hopped back in the portal like last second, which left Austin Reed, who played well, 20-34, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. So guess who Western Kentucky plays on Saturday?
Who?
At Hawaii.
I'm taking Austin Peay.
Western.
Oh, my bad.
Should we get the director of football ops for Hawaii on the phone?
Please.
This week?
Please.
And ask him about Big Red and the Hilltoppers?
Oh, them Hilltoppers don't know what they're getting into. That's worked out great for us in the past. People not knowing what they're getting into.
What kind of look do you think Timmy Chang gave that football ops guy after the game? Like he just walked by him on the sideline.
His kids must have grown up with his kids because that's the only reason he probably still got a job. Because, dude, listen, we got 52 new guys, man.
Your mouth
Man,
shut.
please, what are you doing?
I just talked to a Memphis player because I've got Memphis, Mississippi State, and man, you can tell Coach Silverfield was like, "Hey, listen, no talk about last year's game, no fueling the fire. Do you know how many cowbells we're gonna have to deal with?
Yes.
Don't say anything that's gonna be bulletin board material."
They know what that environment going to be like walking in there.
Nada.
Another game over in Dublin, Ireland that I was paying attention to.
Yes.
How about Helinski for Northwestern?
Yeah.
What a great story coming over from South Carolina. Played really well. Led that win against Scott Frost in Nebraska. Did he make it back? Did they just leave him in Ireland? They had free beer at the game. Did y'all hear about that?
No. Welcome to Ireland.
Oh, what?
Hey, how sweet were those helmets?
I love that.
Told
That was
y'all.
pretty
I love
cool.
that.
I mentioned that on Friday, Northwestern's helmet.
You did.
Yeah, they had a disruption in service, like with regard to, it's not Aramark, but a company like that provides all the stuff. So they just gave everybody free beer the whole game.
Dude.
Wow.
In Ireland. Can
That's
you
the life.
imagine?
That's life.
Anybody that traveled for that game, that's huge. Let me ask you this.
Why did
Scott Frost
onside kick it?
Well, no, that wasn't going to be my question. My question was, does he last the season?
I mean, I tweeted, does he make it back to the United States?
I did. I was like, is he fired? Was he fired today yet?
I mean,
he owned it.
Listen, Lane
he
did,
owned it.
He did own it, but what are you going to do? He's been
own
owning it in the offseason. He's like, look, this is a tough business. I get paid to win games. We haven't been able to do it.
I tell you what, the good thing, though,
He said we hadn't been able to do it. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
But that's my charge. They've lost 20 one-score games. 20.
20.
The man's had one winning season as a head coach, and that was that 13-0 year where they claimed the national championship at Central Florida.
Need to change the pace, man. Need to change the pace. Ain't going to work. But I tell you what, I hope he does last throughout the season because as a bettor, I'm betting against them every week. I took Northwestern and the 13.5 points that they gave them. Let's go. Won that one. So who Nebraska got next? Let's find that out because that's who I'm betting with.
So Alan Bell liked Nebraska, and then Todd Furman was like, I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yep.
Well, guess who did?
Well, I mean, I get it. You can easily fall into that Nebraska. Oh, this is the year that Scott Frost gets it turned around. But here's the problem with Scott Frost in Nebraska. His teams keep making the same mistakes.
Yeah.
It's special teams disasters. It's turning the ball over. It's the complete lack of awareness at protecting the football. And it's the same damn thing every year with Scott Frost's Nebraska teams. Like at that point, you should be more comfortable with your roster.
Right.
And the fundamentals of even just protecting the football should be taught and pounded into your team to where you're not killing yourself in year 3 with Scott Frost as the head coach. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that's my issue with – that was my biggest issue with Nebraska. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot again. Oh, wait, that's what you did last year under Scott Frost. Oh, wait, that's what you did in year 1 too.
It's weird. You watch them and you're like, okay, they've got some athletes. They should make some plays here. And then they do, to your point, they do something stupid.
Something stupid to hurt themselves.
But like, why are you going onside kick at any point? Scott Frost.
What did he say about it?
He said this.
I made that call, so that's on me. At that point in the game, I thought all the momentum was on our side. I thought if we got it, we could end the game. Like, we had a really good chance of winning the game, and I felt like maybe we were the better team. And you can't really foresee them scoring 14 straight and us sputtering after we'd played well to start the second half on offense. So, again, those are excuses. If I had it over, I wouldn't make the call.
They had a 28-17 lead. They onside kick it. Northwestern recovers at the Nebraska 44. And then they scored a touchdown.
Why do you make that call?
Because you're a fired Power 5 coach.
Was it
That's
Forrest
a great
Gump?
point.
Dead man walking.
Dead body.
That's it. That's it.
Was it Forrest Gump that said stupid is as stupid does?
Yes, it is.
Yes. I think that applies here.
It does apply here. Mike Keith, voice of the Titans. We'll break down the Titans preseason as we move toward the regular season. Joins us next. This is 3HL broadcasting live from the 2022 Zone Summer Golf Classic at Greystone Golf Club. Thanks in part to our friends at Innovative Business Products, RTM Roofing, 4 Point Business Services, and Nashville Soccer Club. All that coming up next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from the 2022 Summer Golf Classic, the 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic. Rain has pushed the groups to the parking lot. But we're still here.
We're still hanging on, baby. Can't run us away.
Listen, and those that choose to remain with us are going to have a good time.
Without question.
I mean, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't. Okay. John wouldn't.
Yeah. Real quick, Middle Tennessee baseball coach Jim Toman has resigned. Jerry Myers will take over. That is a storied baseball program over there. Wish Jim Toman the best. And we'll see what happens. I did see Tony Barnhart tweeted this today, or yesterday, actually. Or Saturday, maybe. We interrupt this marriage to bring you football season.
Get in my veins.
Truth.
It's here, baby.
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans. Mike, did you – I know you're a busy Saturday evening. Did you catch any college football during the day Saturday?
I did not. Because we were preparing for our work, and so I didn't have a chance to just sit down and watch anything. And there wasn't a lot on, was there?
No, it's just Scott Frost going for onside kicks, up 11, trying to lose games, and he did. So, there's that.
Whoops.
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans with us. Preseason is over. Now we head toward the regular season. Obviously, the news of the day, Brett Kern has been released. What did Brett mean to this organization?
A lot in so many different ways. We relied on Brett Kern to not only follow Craig Hentrick as what I think was the most complete punter in the league. And I recently made the comment, and I'll repeat it again. I thought Craig Hentrick was the best because he could do anything and everything. And I think Brett Kern was probably better, which is the ultimate compliment to me. I mean, to think how blessed that we have been since 1998 with our punters, not only what they did for us in different situations in big games, and obviously the Brett Kern moment that stands out is sealing the game against the New England Patriots in the playoffs by punting them to the 1 yard line and setting up the Logan Ryan interception, which put it away for good. But just day in, day out, the consistency of his professionalism on and off the field. You are going to hear what a good guy he is, and you're going to hear that in all circles, and I certainly concur with that. The thing I'll add is what he did for our franchise in moments where maybe we weren't, 11-5 or 12-5. I mean, we had some rough years, and he stepped forward for our organization at different moments where we needed players to step forward, and it's not easy to step forward. So I just think about his overall professionalism. He did his job on and off the field as well as any Titan has done it. And I like Brett Kern very much personally. Think the world of him, but also have so much respect for what he did for all of us on the business side and on the football side with the Tennessee Titans.
Very well said, and he will retire here. He loves Nashville, so we wish him the best, obviously. And not that Stonehouse can't do this or get to the point where he can do this, but one of my favorite things watching Titans football over the last however many years was Brett Kern booming a kick toward the sideline and the returner catching it and then realizing he had just taken his first step out of bounds. I just absolutely love that.
Yeah, it was something that he really mastered. Craig Hentrick had the knuckleball.
Yeah.
And when the funny thing is when Kern got here, the reason that he was cut by Josh McDaniels is because he had outkicked his coverage. And so he was not known for being able to aim it or being able to put it inside the 20, and he developed all of those skills. He developed his own knuckleball. He was just so consistent. I mean, last year, he did not have a good year by Brett Kern standards, and yet still 18 inside the 20 and only one touchback. So even – it's like kind of like a guy who hits 340 for his career, only hitting 295 one year. It's all relative. And he came back and did a really good job in this camp. this looked like Brett Kern again. Last year did not, but this did. He certainly was booming the ball. His aim was good. He did everything he could do. But he's at a point in time where he's on a football team that signed a young man who has a leg that I don't know that I've ever seen anything quite like it. There comes a time, and when you're going to make this decision, the question becomes, can you make this decision with as good a player waiting in the wings as Ryan Stonehouse? The answer is probably no. The other part of it, too, is let's face it, it's about cap room. This is a team that desperately is going to need cap room as we go from the salary cap being figured on your top 51 salaries to very quickly in the next few days being figured on your top 53 salaries, everybody on IR and your practice squad. So you're going to find, and you've seen it all over the league starting today. You'll hear more tonight and you'll hear more in the morning. There will be surprises everywhere that don't have as much to do with performance, but have as much to do or have more to do with salary cap. I don't think that was the only reason for this. I do think Stonehouse was a huge reason, but it certainly factors in.
Mike Keith with us on 3HL. Mike, Brian Baldinger put out a little video with some commentary about the Malik Willis touchdown to Traylon, and it was unbelievable. I didn't really realize it when I went back and watched it, but he threw it around a guy's body without even being able to see Traylon Burks. Those arm angle, those slot throws are ridiculously skilled throws that I think make Titans fans really excited.
Well, he's had to learn to do it. You know, this is not new for him because, I mean, he's only 6 feet and a half an inch. And, you know, it used to be if you were 6 feet and half an inch, you were not going to play quarterback in the NFL. Everybody that played quarterback in the NFL was 6'2" and over. But today, with the mobility factor and the way offenses are sort of set, Kyler Murray can play at 5'10". Guys can play at 6 feet tall. But what they learn to overcompensate is to use those arm angles. And clearly, he's very comfortable doing that. And when he makes a good decision and is decisive with the ball, then even having to do it in a bit of a way that is unorthodox is still able to be successful because he's on rhythm. And I think that's what we saw the other night. And we saw it in practice. Brian pointed it out to me in practice last week, and I noticed the same thing. His decision-making was better. There was rhythm there. And that really is what gives you the most hope because from an athletic standpoint, the 50-yard run, fantastic, a great decision. The throw you're talking about, something that not everybody could do. But that's Kurt Warner-esque. You know, that was the first guy we really saw do that. And Kurt Warner did all of those things because he played arena football. Now what's developed is these shorter quarterbacks are having to learn different ways to do it. And this kid, I mean, he's got some gifts, I'm telling you.
Is it enough to feel comfortable with him as your backup?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know what happens in the room when they're on the board, when they're talking about the various things that they're going to call in certain situations. How much of that does he grasp? Now, I will say this. What does jump out to me is the way his huddle and the way that they didn't have busted plays and the way that they're on time, they're not taking delay of game penalties, they're not having to take needless timeouts. That certainly, I would think, Dawn, factors toward the positive in that, but I can't answer really everything going with what, you know, with what they feel like, because you've got two main things there. You're thinking about, okay, the Titans have a one-score lead in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go. Who's the quarterback that can get them home? Who's the quarterback that gives you the chance to hang on to that? And then you have the other part of it. If you have to change quarterbacks due to injury 2 minutes into the game, who would you rather have play the whole game?
Yep.
You know, there are different things to weigh. I will not be surprised any decision that they make. I really will not. And there are some options that you could have early in the season and then choose to change those options up as you go through the year. And that may be what the Titans do.
Mike, when you look at receivers, would you say the back half of these guys, when you talk about Traylon Burks, Kyle Phillips, Racing McMath being the guy that I saw, I believe, to really grow some respect and confidence in the guys throwing him the ball. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Racing did a good job. He had fallen off some in the last week and a half. They had given him more, and he had just not had that much production. And so that kind of stymied that excitement about him a little bit. And then he came back in the game the other night and did a good job and shows those physical gifts. Des Fitzpatrick, even in spite of the drop, may be a more consistent player. And that, to me, that's something that may factor into all this. I think where it's at, I think your top two are, Woods and Westbrook-Akine. Phillips would feel like your slot. I think you see that Burks can play multiple positions. Those are probably your four.
Right.
The next one is going to have to play teams. That may give Racy the advantage in terms of not only who you keep on the roster, but who you keep up on game day.
Yeah.
What do you think about Nicholas Petit-Frere, the head coach on the News 2 broadcast, saying that basically it's his job? He has performed really well, obviously, as a rookie starting a first game in an NFL situation. That's not ideal, but the guy has flashed for sure.
Sure. I mean, he's done a great job. He's going to be a better athlete that we had at that spot last year. And I mean no disrespect to David Quessenberry's athleticism. I just think this is a bigger, more physical guy. And, he was a 5-star coming out of high school. He goes to Ohio State. He plays in the Big Ten. He's only going to get better. I would compare it a lot, in my opinion, to Nate Davis 3 seasons ago. You'll remember once Nate Davis got healthy, they put him in at right guard and just left him. And at a certain point, Nate Davis had some troubles. But as the year went along, Nate Davis became a big factor, and then in 2020 played really well. Took a step back last year, and I think there were some physical things that caused that in large part. But the point being, at a certain moment in the National Football League, if you have an athlete who is just that much of a difference maker, you got to throw them in there, and you got to let them swim. And again, it's not going to be beautiful all the time, but if that player is consistently better in a 17-game season, that's who you're going to need. Because somebody who's a quote unquote technician or, he knows what to do. And I mean, that's great, but eventually those guys get found out. The big nasty athletes are the ones who are able to come through. And what I like about Petit-Frere is when in doubt, he just knocks the crap out of somebody.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
That's what Mayor likes.
Well, and that should be put on a T-shirt. When in doubt, just knock the crap out of somebody. Because especially when you play in the line, that's what we've seen out of Brewer since Brewer started playing as a rookie, and that's why they like Brewer so much. Is he'll fight you, and when it's not going right, a guy just has to dig down deep and just say, "You're not getting to my quarterback. I don't know what I'm going to do to stop you, but I can promise you, you're not going to get there." And that's the part of it, as he learns technique, as he learns footwork, I think he's going to be a really, really good player for the Titans.
How do you think it works out with regard to like the slot corner situation? They were moving people around in this preseason game. I'm just curious what you think about that.
Well, I think it's going to go according to matchups. You want to have more than one option because in some weeks, you're going to be playing 3-4 wide the whole game. And in other weeks, you're going to have teams that try to get you into the nickel, and then they're going to run. What Ugo Amadi does well, really, really well, is he's a good run defender. He'll hit you. And so that part of it factors in. And you've got to make proper reads in order to do that. That was something Logan Ryan was very good at for the Titans. He was a very good run defender in those situations, and you really respected that. He could make the read, and then he'd come up and he'd pop the guy, because when you're in the nickel, you're smaller. So some teams are going to try to mush you by sort of outflanking you size-wise. You've got to be able to have that. McCreary hasn't done a lot of that, but McCreary certainly can cover. Not saying he won't hit. I'm just saying he doesn't have that kind of experience. So if Molden can't go, then I think you may use different nickels, especially early in the year, for different situations.
Interesting. Voice of the Titans, Mike Keith. Mike, through the preseason, can't wait to start it off, man.
Let's get going. Let's go now.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you something, too. When you get to this point in the season, right here at the beginning, and you got to do the Titans, but how much of that orange blood in you starts to bubble up knowing that we got something going on Thursday?
Well, that's why I'm doing the event with you tomorrow night at the Franklin
This is true.
Theater.
This is right. Me
For
and
the
the VOTT.
Williamson County University of Tennessee Alumni Association tomorrow night. Ron Slay and me are there raising money for students to get scholarships to go to the University of Tennessee from Williamson County. They are restarting the Williamson County chapter of the UT Alumni Association. We're excited about that, and we'll be there tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and hopefully a lot of Vols will come out and see us. And going to visit with Brent Hubbs, too, and sort of get the update from Knoxville about the Vols 48 hours away from the opener. So that's tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at the Franklin Theater. I used to go watch movies at the Franklin Theater, and now I get to be part of a show there. I'm fired up.
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
I love it. Thank you, Mike. Good
See you
stuff.
tomorrow night.
All right. There he is,
All
Mike Keith, voice of the Titans. That's going to be a fun event.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
So tomorrow you'll be at Franklin Theater, downtown Franklin, and you'll be able to say the Vols play the day after tomorrow.
This is correct, y'all. You are absolutely correct.
This is how I look at things.
Yeah, man. It can't get here fast enough for me, man. Woo. Man.
You're like
I've been waiting on
it
it.
now.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it is on. Yeah, I can't wait, man.
So when I went to go get my flippy floppies out of the car during the last break, some of the cart girls were out in the parking lot. Moses saw them, and they were like getting told, like, okay, it's cool for you to leave, blah, blah, blah. So they put their hands together, and they all went, 1, 2, 3, woo!
Did they?
The beverage cart girl, and then they left.
Oh, that was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen,
Teamwork, man.
Yeah, you gotta have one chant that brings everybody back together. Like, hey, Vols, and everybody like, oh yeah, you talking to us.
Hey.
You just randomly.
Hey. That's right.
You just randomly walk through the airport and just yell, "Go
I
Vols."
most definitely. If I see anybody in the Kentucky shirt, if I see anybody in the SEC shirt,
Any SEC?
Yeah, any
Wait,
SEC.
you don't say War Eagle to those Auburn peeps?
I have come along to being nicer than them because there's a lot of there's a lot of love there. I got you. I got my man, Keith Daniels,
they're
Bruce
struggling.
Pearl. Yeah, they are, and they need love.
Yeah, they lost their AD, but they have a quarterback, TJ Finley.
Yeah, and he was congratulated as far as getting out of that scene.
Calm
down there
down with the word quarterback.
I mean,
am I overstepping?
So we're gonna get.
Do we have Danny White on tomorrow?
We have Danny White, Tennessee AD, on tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow.
Did
at
everybody
5:20.
see his tweet?
Yes.
He's basically like, way to get out of there.
Heck yeah.
Well, yeah, and then some other ADs are like backing him up and
see that?
talking about what a insane disaster Auburn is.
See that Shiano down there? Get out of there.
You got any desire to be the Auburn athletics director?
No. You know why? Because you have to deal with a bunch of psycho boosters.
Uh-huh.
Oh, SBs.
Ugh.
Wait, PBs.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's cool.
Jimmy Garoppolo news and some tough news over at Vanderbilt with the women's basketball program. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
NFL Bet Fair and 20, Don.
Critics can find something about him.
1045 The Zone Monday edition. Man, there's so many college football games this week, dude. I'm so happy. Thursday, Friday. There's your Paula Abdul song.
So is.
Yeah.
Which one are you looking forward to the most? Obviously, I don't have to ask you, Slay. I don't have to ask you, Slay.
Sometimes work and pleasure overlap.
Oh, okay.
And you make a list. What are you eating?
Oh, can you tell? Sorry.
Way to go, Slay.
That wasn't
That's
even
like,
me.
that's like
But I am
Dunkin'.
eating those bounds
That's like Dunkin' Donuts from this morning.
No, this is a cookie.
Oh,
from right now.
you're eating something from this morning.
That's correct.
Good.
Ball State at Tennessee. So Slay goes running his mouth, and now Tennessee's a 33.5-point favorite.
Hey, listen.
34 in some places.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. Let me say this real quick. When everybody was like, hey, man, the hitman, you don't want to do that with the hitman. Guess what the hitman said? Man, they going to beat them by 40. Take Tennessee and the points. So that's what I'm saying.
I knew it.
Like, dude, hey, man, ain't no fools running around out here, man. Ain't no fools running around
That was
out here.
Blaine's quarterback, the coach, Mike New.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was real. You still don't believe in him.
Thursday, Central Michigan at number 12, Oklahoma State. Looking forward to that. West Virginia at number 17, Pittsburgh. Get a little scouting report.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh only a 7-point favorite in that game at home.
I'll be watching that game closely.
Thursday, 6 o'clock ESPN. VMI at Wake Forest, 6:30 ACC Network. Friday, Western Michigan at Michigan State, who's ranked 15th in the country. And then Saturday, Oregon, Georgia, Cincinnati, Arkansas. Arkansas is 6-point favorite in that game. Check this out. Number 3, Georgia's playing number 11, Oregon.
Yeah.
Georgia is a 17.5-point favorite.
That's amazing.
Over the number 11 team in the country.
Playing at a neutral site, which is not so neutral because it's in
Not so
Atlanta.
neutral,
but
yeah.
Man.
Think there'll be any Chick-fil-A in there?
Oh, yeah.
21, Ole Miss hosting Troy. Number 7, Utah at Florida. Utah a 2.5-point favorite on the road in Gainesville.
Y'all, let me tell you something.
Oh, here we go.
I just had to mention Florida. Got him going, huh?
No. This is the thing right here now. For a lot of these teams, this opening game, week 1, is a very important game to set the standard for the season. You got to set the bar somewhere because Notre Dame's one. Utah, Florida is a game. Ole Miss, even though they playing Troy, is a game that I like. You got to go out here.
Troy's good.
But you got to go out here and handle these teams, though. Like, it ain't no.
Such a hater.
And I'm speaking of Tennessee, too. Like, dude, don't come out the block.
You have to handle.
Yeah, like, especially if Vandy don't win set the bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, don't be sitting there in the third quarter up 17-13.
Come on now. That's all I'm saying. Now, we done seen that before, too.
Yeah, we have.
So I'm just saying, Michigan State is another team. Coach just got a big old bankroll. Hey, you lost your running back to the league. But, man, you got to put something out there on the field, man.
Tennessee lost to Georgia State on Labor Day weekend one time when I was in Atlanta. And check this out for luck, Slay.
I remember that.
So I get in the car the next morning, and I'm going to get coffee or something from McDonald's or whatever. And I turn on, I'm just looking for sports talk. I turn on, I find Sports Talk Radio. The guy hosting the show, the Georgia State play-by-play guy.
Oh, come on, Yorl.
All I had was highlights from that game, and this guy talking about it. And, yeah, it was hard.
Come on, Yorl.
Miami, Ohio at number 20, Kentucky. 6 o'clock, ESPN+.
That don't think I ain't got no side eye at them either.
Kentucky by 18.
Now, see, at Kentucky, y'all ain't off the hook on nothing because the season has arrived. Now, all that Kentucky stuff is going out the window. It's Kentucky. Now, you can't go out there and show me, though, that it's a T in there, and I respect it, but.
Chris Rodriguez suspended, although
yeah,
Coach Stoops saying it's not a suspension, but he's not playing in the first game. May not play in other games.
I don't care. You got Will Levis, the could be number 1 quarterback taken or number 1 overall pick. You got him. I don't care who you got back in the backfield with you. You need to be slanging it anyway.
You ain't got Wandale Robinson out there.
That's true.
Utah State at number 1, Alabama. Bama by 40.5.
See, now that's I ain't even worried about them because it was
That's what I was
off
gonna
year.
say.
It was
We're
off year
all
anyway.
so excited about week 1. But like these lines say that they're not going to be good games, even the ones that we expect them to be good.
Number
games.
5, Notre Dame at number 2, Ohio State. Told you on Friday at Scoreboard, Ohio State going to run them.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Now that's
the
crazy.
line came out. It's 17. Ohio
17,
State.
like Mississippi State's 16 and a half over Memphis. That line's bigger.
It's a top 5 matchup, Babsy.
I mean,
But that's Vegas
bigger.
telling you that Notre Dame's not the 5th best team in the country.
So how do you get ranked like this, yo?
Because
that ain't right.
Hype.
That ain't no hype.
Notre Dame hype.
Hype train.
Yeah, all the time. For years.
Always.
Number 4, Clemson and Georgia Tech on Monday, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Jimmy Garoppolo, 1-year deal with the 49ers, no trade clause, so he's going to play.
That's what's up.
For San Francisco.
How's he going to watch?
Or he's going to.
But
he's going to hang out.
The second Trey Lance struggles.
Yeah.
You've got issues. Dude, I would have moved on from him. Right.
You would have moved on from who?
Garoppolo.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
And some bad news from Vanderbilt. Jordan Cambridge just released a statement. I had plans to do special things with my team during my 5th season at Vanderbilt. Unfortunately, I've suffered an Achilles rupture and will miss the 2022-2023 season. I don't know why these things happen, but I've proven that I'm resilient enough to overcome any adversity that comes my way. I'm in great hands as I overcome yet another obstacle, and I trust our sports performance team to help guide me through this. I look forward to watching my sisters battle this year. I am looking forward with positive energy only. Anchored down, Jordan Cambridge.
Hey, we got to go to break. But let me just say, man, her shout out to her and her family, man. This young lady has been through a college career like no other when it comes to getting injuries. You know, season-ending injuries. And, man, you know it's something in store for her after her playing career. Like, because you got more than a testimony. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're out there on the floor, you are a hell of an impact. And you know what you can bring to the game. But then to have a setback like this, man, the strength that she's providing for her teammates and also her sisters and brothers who still play the game, man, salute to Jordan, man, because you handle this like a real live trooper, real trooper.
Appreciate that. This news coming down, Auburn starting center Nick Brahms is walking away from football. He's been battling multiple injuries. All kinds of weird
stuff.
Yeah. All right, 3HL, 5 o'clock hour coming up, Monday edition, 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from the 2022 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic at Greystone Golf Club. Thanks in part to Fistful of Bourbon, Uncle Bud's, National Predators, and more. We'll be right back. Nashville 3HL is on the air. Brent Doherty, 104.5 The Zone. There she is. She's Dawn Davenport.
Hello. Happy Monday. College football is in full gear. Full swing this weekend. Starting Thursday, boys.
Yeah.
So James sent us a picture. Woo Girls dying in the heat on this past Saturday in the Gulch and sent us a picture. And there's like a head Woo Girl, and we retweeted it so you can see it. But that made me want. They're all wearing pink cowboy hats and white boots.
Gotta have the white boots.
Geez.
What did you do on your bachelorette party?
I can't remember.
Like back in the day.
Went to downtown Nashville, but that one, I know, on a party bus that had like a pole in the middle of the party bus.
You a woo girl.
My goodness.
I was a woo girl. But can I just point out, that was like 15 years ago.
Hey, you started it, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I started the woo girl tradition.
The very first party bus with a pole in the middle of it. Dawn Davenport.
That was our group. How about it? And guess what?
What?
I had a pink rhinestone cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I gave it to Baby Babs for dress up.
Can you imagine that, child?
I could have fit on Baby Babs' little
It's
head.
a little big.
Okay.
A little big for.
Yeah.
It's a little big for a
She
little.
got a lot of hair, though. And
A lot of curls.
By the time you put that big old bow on the top of her head.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with her hair, so I just throw a big bow in it.
How many bows do you
Put this
have?
on there.
At least 500. Yeah.
There he is. He's Ron Slay.
What's happening?
Hey, I'm in the building.
Yeah.
I'm in the building.
Car ain't got no roof, boy.
Time for the show.
Telling you right now, man, come Thursday, man, don't you dare look around and see if it's a car without a roof, because it won't be. It will not be. So ain't even no need to look around for one. If you do, point them out.
When we
Put an X on their
started
car.
the Zone 2022 Summer Golf Classic today at Greystone Golf Club, everybody started screaming, golf cart ain't got no roof. Because everybody was like, where's the key to the golf cart? It was on the roof of the golf cart. And so everybody started yelling, golf cart ain't got no roof.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Listen, man.
You weren't even here.
I wasn't even here, but my presence was here.
Yeah, it was.
See? Well, that's what all it's about. Just as long as your spirit there.
I didn't see any keg stands today, though.
No, you see any shotguns?
I did not see any shotguns.
I don't know. Starting to question the event.
Kind of a light roasted day here.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Southern Trophy House, the Atlanta Braves, Brentwood Hearing Center, Pepsi.
Bravos.
Straight up.
Bravo's going to catch the Mets, man. Mark my words. Vanderbilt crushed Hawaii 63-10.
Woo! Get on the train. Well,
No, you told
can't get
me
on the
nobody
train.
can get
Sorry.
on anymore.
Sorry, y'all. Anybody looking to get on the train, we'll tell you where we are passing next. We will be at First Bank Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Saturday against Elon.
Yeah, we'll be there.
So-
You can wave.
People could just wave like it's a parade.
Yep, that's what we coming through. Like, we move fast, though. Ain't no anchor holding us down. Anchors are up.
I love that they have a title sponsor for their stadium. That's huge. Vanderbilt,
Big time.
this Vanderbilt football program, have they ever done that?
I think it's
First
time.
Stadium. No, I don't.
First time. In
I
a
mean, this
century,
is
at least.
This is just another example of how, and I know y'all are like, oh, big deal, a title sponsor on that stadium. No, it's another example of how they're taking the step forward in making football a priority over there, in making the athletic department a priority. This is Candace Lee and that group and Chancellor Diermeyer. This is another example of moving forward.
Here's what's going to happen. They're going to crush Elon on Saturday.
Okay.
And then they're going to be sitting there at 2-0 waiting on Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And Slay is going to have the run of the town.
Man, I'm ushering them in. I'm ushering Wake Forest into the the funeral home.
My gosh, the procession.
The procession. Yeah. That's why I'm ushering them into the procession. Y'all follow me. I'm taking you right to where everything gonna go down at.
Like New Orleans style.
Yeah.
You're gonna be stepping with one of those saber
things.
Yeah,
and just get dropped off Wake Forest. You don't need to you don't need no get picked up. This ain't no two-way street. Ain't no round trip. You coming here, this way it ends. You understand that? Right there in First Bank Stadium. Led by Mike Wright Jr.
87-yard touchdown run. He had 309 total yards, 4 touchdowns, and then was done.
Told them people, what else you need to do? What else you want to do?
35 third quarter points.
Yeah, What else y'all want us to do?
Most points Vanderbilt has scored in a game since 1969.
Yeah.
I wasn't alive, and I'm old. Listen, man. It's been 53 years since they've done that. Anybody.
You know what, though, I'm kind of – if this were a Monday – and I know Titans making cuts today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of leading with that.
To 53.
To 53. But I'm surprised. And see, this is the surprise that's I just don't understand. We're on the train, and I know everybody that's on the train is rooting for it. You know, they want them to win week in and week out. That's part of it. It's part of the journey.
Now, a lot of people just dislike Vanderbilt.
And that's what I can't find the people that ain't on the train. Do they just not believe? Or do they just want to overlook this because it was Hawaii? Like they just been running off opening season victories like this throughout their tenure.
Ever.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
I mean, like seriously.
Like that's what
this is winning the ones you're supposed to win in the manner you are supposed to win them is not the normal for Vanderbilt football.
Listen, this team won 2 games last year.
That's all I'm saying. Why aren't they being championed by their own?
I don't care how bad Hawaii is. They put up 63.
Man, they did what they were supposed to do.
Listen, Vanderbilt looked pissed off during that game, too. Well, they just kept bringing it.
They tired of it, yo.
Hope they keep that chip on their shoulder.
Now, are they going to win 8 games? No.
No.
Are they going to win 3?
Yes.
Maybe.
Are they going to win?
I know maybe.
Are they going to win 4?
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm going to go with Babs on that. Maybe.
They might win 4.
Who's the 4th one? Is it Missouri?
Northern Illinois? Do you already have them winning that one?
I might go Missouri over Northern Illinois.
I don't know. Northern Illinois' top running back transferred.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're still solid, but
still, I'm up in there.
I mean, they're picked to win the MAC.
Yeah.
Because of you, I'm up in there about that, Babs. Because you saw Northern Illinois.
Because of her?
Yeah, because you saw Northern Illinois.
I saw them last year for
you
bowl
saw them do what?
Oh. Play game. What?
I saw them in a bowl game.
I don't know if you saw them at
the airport,
Green Hills Mall or something.
Yeah. Oh,
hey, there goes Northern Illinois.
I just went to, how do you say it? DeKalb. It's not DeKalb. They don't pronounce it that way. That's how Atlanta pronounces it. That's not how NIU.
You said it last week.
Yeah, I forget. Anyway.
Furman said it. I mean, just rolled off his tongue.
Rolled on off.
Furman's just different.
All right, Titans win preseason game number 3. The big story, though, is Brett Kern has been released, the best statistical punter in the history of the franchise. And so now what happens with him? I doubt that – so Indianapolis and Buffalo both need punters. I doubt that he would go to Indianapolis, but his parents live in Buffalo. I think his family – like, when you reach that part of your career, you're probably not – going to move everybody and things like, uproot kids out of school and all that stuff. So
if you don't have to, you don't do that.
Well, especially when you live in such a great place as Nashville.
Exactly.
I know that I'm a little partial, but I mean.
But how many times have we seen, like, the family here and the coach or player somewhere else? Like,
there's a ton of them still.
I know lots of people that are living that world because of what you said. It's such an awesome place. But, like his son Bryce grew up here, and
right. This is home.
This is home. So, that'll be tough. And it's tough. Like, we all know it's a business and all those things, but, guys that you get to know, especially really good dudes, that you get to know really well over the years, it makes it hard. But so we'll see. So my guess
regardless,
is he ends up in Buffalo or done. Yes.
Phenomenal career, yeah.
Congrats on a great run with the BK.
I got a question, Yor.
Just one.
I'm making find another one.
All right.
But
you ever seen Northern Illinois walking around?
No. I want to know, man, walking away from this last preseason game, because I watched it on the plane coming back.
Yeah.
What did we walk away from with this preseason game 3, knowing, outside of the punting situation?
Well, by the way, real quick, what time did you wake up this morning? You were texting us like pre-check
Early.
pre-check applications like early in the morning.
I went to sleep
6
at
a.m.
12, woke up at 3.
Oh. That's a good solid 3 hours. You're good.
Yeah. Then watched the game for an hour and slept for an hour and a half.
Okay.
I mean,
What did you wait?
30 minutes unaccounted for.
What did you add? Oh, yeah, it happened.
what did you come
Vegas.
away with? I mean, more development from Malik Willis and
Yeah.
Nicholas Petit-Frere, more development there. And
But the question going into it was O-line and safeties.
Do you have an answer? As far as
Me, and I don't know if this is biased. I have to ask somebody else, like you guys.
like we'll call you out.
Yeah. I mean, as is Theo Jackson, he's everywhere the ball is.
I mean, we had Amani Hooker on, and he mentioned Theo Jackson.
You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Talking about that was the first name that came out of his mouth when I asked him about depth at that position.
So I mean, we've seen consistency from him.
Mm-hmm.
led the team with 9 tackles.
Oh, okay.
See, we don't have that inside look
Right.
Oh, I know.
at
another.
practice and
Right.
inside.
Why in the hell was Rashad Weaver still in that game in the fourth quarter late?
There's a reason.
That dude.
There's a reason, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, but he is a stud, man. Based on my,
You know what I think it is though?
What?
I think it's they trying like he's coming back from injury, and I think he's going to be counted on the play.
So
he
they're
wants-
trying to get him conditioning
Get him,
wise
yeah,
back?
ramped up. Because there was a couple of times in that second half where he looked a little gassed, and he needed to push through. That's just me.
I mean, I would think the same for some of the starters, though.
Not this veteran bunch.
He looked great to me, man. And he looks like the kind of guy.
Babsy don't like that. Go ahead, Yor. My bad.
He looks like the first guy off the bench guy to me. Maybe Babs is right. I don't
That man
know.
made a tackle with his back to the guy. Tackled him backwards.
Well, he's playing third stringers.
Hey,
Playing guys that aren't going to be on
playing
roster.
pros, Babsy.
I'm sorry, not to douse your crap in water, but
Can you imagine sitting in the Arizona Cardinals room watching that dude get tackled by the guy's back?
Man, tackled him backwards, like boom, get out. That was wild, man. He's a different guy. He's a different guy. I think they're trying to get him up to speed, Babs.
Okay.
615-737-1045 if
I'm
you
not
want
saying
in.
you're wrong. I just
She ain't saying you're right either.
Most
Correct.
definitely not. Number 71 and 70. Can we touch on them when we get back?
Yes.
do you want to?
And we have room for phone calls now. So get on home.
Peace
What are you doing?
to that conversation.
Something's wrong with her.
I think there's something wrong with all of us. I really think it's because we're in this corner of this room.
Yeah.
And it feels weird.
It is weird over here. It's making us act weird.
Can't explain what weird means, but it just is weird. All right, we'll be right back. hotel on a Monday in football season. Tennessee in action on Thursday. You can catch the game right here on 104.5 The Zone. How are you going to take that game in?
I'm going to take that game in. I don't know.
You going to be in the boom boom room?
I'm not sure. Maybe, more than likely. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because work is tomorrow. Work is the next day.
We have an hour-long show on Thursday.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we go into Vol Network coverage beginning at 4 o'clock.
So
right here on 104.5 The Zone.
I go into Vol Network mode then, is what you're telling me. I need to be activated by then. I'm going to tell you what, man. I just want to know how they're going to incorporate Brew McCoy in this because this is a beautiful game for him to get some real play. You know what I'm saying? I think that size, man.
You just start him opposite Cedric Tillman?
Let me tell you this, y'all. There's some people out there, man.
You see how crazy he looked at me?
There's some people out there, man, that have some gifts. And
like Santa Claus?
Yeah, he can be one. You know? And you just don't mind when he comes through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
like
you know he's going to deliver.
Like Ron Slay?
I don't wanna get out there in that game and I see Tillman on one side and no knock to anybody else, but somebody 5'9" on the other side.
Like when
what's wrong with 5'9"?
Wait. Here's the situation. My parents went away on a week's vacation. No. 1997 Tennessee? Was that the year? Jamal Lewis, true freshman, sitting over there on the sideline.
Ooh.
They go to Florida to play in the swamp. Nothing against the guy. I'm sure he's a great dude. From Dallas Skyline High School, Mark Levine, 5'9". 5'9", Jamal Lewis.
Just sitting on the sideline, just staring.
Jamal Lewis's first start, he went for over 200 yards.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is.
So you're saying don't wait?
I don't want him to audible and check out the play and him to look over there and notice that there's a guy over there that's 6'3", 2-something, 215, 220, whatever he is. Just don't do it. Don't sit right with me. Let's put him out there, see if he mess up or something like that, and I can live with it. Don't let that man sit on that sideline. After we did all this fighting for him to be eligible, hell yeah, you start him. And you throw all over Ball State and the little Cardinals. Are they a Cardinal? What are they?
You called them the Ball Staters earlier.
Yeah, I just now I know they're a bird.
They're the Cardinals.
See what I'm saying? Listen, I'm right there, ready. I'm ready.
Well, Josh Heupel told Adam Sparks, well, I guess told the media, that telling wide receiver Brew McCoy that he was eligible to play for Tennessee football stands as one of the great moments in my career.
Yeah. He told him, and then he watched Brew call his dad and tell his dad.
Yep.
Let me explain something to y'all.
Said it sent chills down his spine.
Let me explain something to y'all.
He's getting activated over here.
Let me explain something to y'all.
He wouldn't be saying that if they,
come on, Babs.
if
You
he
know what I'm
wasn't a
talking
difference
about.
maker.
You know what I'm talking about. He done seen something out
I
there.
know it's all about the kids. I know.
Without question.
But it's also all about winning.
And it's about dudes.
Right.
And whoever got the most dudes, you increase your opportunity and chances to win. They got a dude that's sitting on the sideline that just got eligible. He getting in the game. Hey, man.
It's only Monday.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, keep your powder dry over there.
Listen, I've been trying
Keep
to be
your
cool.
powder dry.
I've been trying to be cool all day. I'm just saying. Woo! You don't need to give this man no more weapons. You gave him one. Watch what that man smiling ear to ear.
All jokes aside, one of the interesting storylines this year in college football, I think, is Josh Heupel in this offense, right? Because look at what they were able to do last year with no body of work.
Come on, y'all.
Like you come into a new place with new players and you have to teach them your system, and you end up scoring more points than have ever been scored in that school's history.
Yes.
So now you've had an off season and you've got a lot of guys back.
Yeah.
And then you add a guy like Brew McCoy, who was a 5-star prospect. Now, he's only played 6 games in 3 seasons.
Cool.
But, yeah, I mean, he's got to be out there,
But,
right?
the thing is, what you not going to do is go out here and double Tillman and say, you know what, dude ain't played in 6. He ain't played number 6 game in 3 years or whatever it is. Leave him single covered.
Well, I think that's a big thing for Tennessee because if Brew McCoy can.
Or you do that early.
Yeah.
Until he makes you pay.
You better not do that early.
Turn into a dude. How many secondaries have guys that can match up with that kind of size? Right?
Without question. And on top of that, my whole thing is if you choose to double somebody, the reason to me that they had so much success is because you did try to do that and you left guys like Javonte Payton go make him a name. Velus Jones all of a sudden with the quarterback change, make him a name. Tillman, Walker Merrill get in the game and do something. Fant go do something. Like, to put another option out there, regardless of what Brew McCoy going to do, you open up the field for so many more. Remember when I told y'all last year the strangest thing that I keep on noticing about them is when they're on the sideline, the receiver lines up on the sideline. The other one lines up on the other sideline. Not on the hash, not on the little lines. You know what I mean?
They spread you out, yeah.
They go from sideline to sideline, numbers to numbers.
That's why Jabari Small could have a huge.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Josh Heupel likes to run the football.
It's hat on hat, y'all.
Yeah. His offense is predicated on being able to run the football.
Y'all in the pulpit with me or what? Because we preaching. That's all we doing. We ain't doing nothing but preaching.
I mean,
it's the truth.
Like, I was just trying to twist you a little bit because I heard you say that you hadn't been activated.
No, because I wasn't trying to be activated, yo. And you see the sun, what the sun doing to me right now?
The sun came out while you started talking about Tennessee.
There ain't nobody but the good Lord up there shining on me. Because he know what's going on. Vol Nation, take the field Thursday. Let the sun shine down on me. Or thee.
I've heard that.
Whichever one you want. You hear me?
Babs, could you imagine a Tennessee undefeated season like they had 98 with this guy on the radio?
I'm gonna vomit if that happens.
Me too, every night, because I'm gonna be fried. I'm gonna vomit every single night, Babs. Me too, because I'll be fried from winning. You hear me? You hear me?
Meanwhile, Auburn, I might be able to handle it a little better over there if it wasn't such a debacle right now.
They lost their AD. They got a quarterback. They lost their center.
Hold on. They lost their AD, and then Tennessee
other ADs started going at him.
Starts talking smack on Twitter. Danny White, who is the AD of what was an absolute dumpster fire 2 years ago, is now talking about the dumpster fire that is Auburn on Twitter. Whatever happened to text a buddy?
No.
Do you remember that? You remember when he was like, listen, Vol fans, when you want to complain and Vol Twitter and you want to get going, don't tweet, just text a buddy?
Yeah.
Danny, text a buddy.
I forgot about that. That is really funny.
Hey, forget about that. We don't care about that. No, tell everybody.
He's on tomorrow. He's on our show tomorrow.
Listen, Babs, Coach Kyle already set the precedent. We ain't talking about no text messages. We telling the world so they can hear. We don't care if it's about your own school. This is a basketball school. Deal with it, Stoops. That's a dumpster fire down there, AD. Get out of here. I'm like, no. Hey, man, they don't care no more, man. The people don't care. It's wide open. It's full transparency out here now.
It's wide open.
It's full transparency.
Here's what he tweeted. He's only tweeted one time in the last 3 days.
Yeah, about that.
He hadn't tweeted since August 16th.
I know.
It's real.
And then he throws this out there. Congratulations at @AGreen4 for getting the heck out of a crazy situation for greener pastures. I admire how you manage that chaos with class and integrity. Look forward to seeing your next chapter.
Danny, don't press send. Can I ask him about it tomorrow? Can I be the one to lead that questioning?
You better know it.
I mean, if you don't, I will, so go for it.
He's savvy enough to have an answer for you. So
he
knows. Mm-hmm. He knows he's about to call into a show where there's two Vol for Lifes and an Auburn girl.
Yeah, indeed.
And I love Alan Green. Alan Green is one of my favorite people.
Seven City Suge Knight now.
Who, Danny Green?
Yeah,
I mean, Danny White.
Yeah.
That's real. Just combine them. The very first comment on Danny White's tweet was by Peter Burns with the SEC Network.
What'd he say?
And it's a gift from The Office where Pam's just like, ooh.
Yeah, it's real. I let you know it's real, baby.
Yeah, Danny White will join us tomorrow at 5:20.
Yeah.
So there you go. 615-737-1045. You want in at 3HL1045 on Twitter. Kevin is in Smyrna next up on 3HL. Kevin, what's up?
Hey, first of all, I love y'all's show. And
Thanks,
Rocky
Kevin.
Top Ron.
Yes.
I got to tell you something.
Okay, talk
You
to me.
want to know why nobody's jumping on the bus, the Vanderbilt bus?
Yeah, no, it's a train.
Bus
It's a train.
has ran off that cliff. It has ran off that cliff a million times.
Nah, guess what, Kevin? I know that, but that's why I put it on the train this time, because it's tracks that they can stay connected to. The bus just free roam and it'll ride off in the cliff. At least the tracks, man, they got an end point, or at least it can just go round and round, like the little choo-choo train. I ain't saying there's no big caboose.
Right. I will tell you this week, Elon, it's going to be like watching a little junior pro team out there, because there's not going to be nobody there. The following week, Wake Forest is going to put an end to it. And you know it is.
No, Kel, ride with me, man.
Okay, real quick. Okay, I know. Real quick. I'm going to ask a question and get off. Babs, how you doing?
Good.
And please give us your what do you think about the decision that the coach made at Auburn for his starting quarterback? And I'll get off the line.
TJ Finley wins the job over Zach Calzada, who transferred in from Texas A&M.
Well, I had heard Calzada was like third.
Yeah.
That he was, which kind of surprised me. But and then Robbie Ashford was the other quarterback that was battling. From what Brian Harsin said, which by the way, he was on with our friends McElroy and Kubelik in the morning in Birmingham, and Harsin is salty, y'all. He is salty. Like, he went through basically all the reasons that TJ Finley won the job, and this is why I'm okay with it. But one of the things he said that stood out to me was he was like, he talked about like the kid in spring, like how in the off season he did all this work and whatever else, like you expect to hear that or whatever. But he said he's able to operate from the sideline to the huddle to the field, whatever it is we're doing. So to me, I took that as he has a better grasp and understanding of this offense as opposed to the other two. That's why he won the job. And then he said fundamentally he's gotten better as a thrower and as a decision maker. And this was his comment that made me laugh. He said, that's the one thing from last year to this year, amazingly enough, people get better and Auburn quarterbacks improve and get better. That was his comment. True? Like that was such a Brian Harsin, like salty chip on his shoulder. Like all of you out there who are questioning this decision for me to name him the starter. Hey, guess what? Players improve. I know that's hard for you to understand here at Auburn, but that does happen. So I'm okay with it, but a lot of it is because to me, everything Harsin said showed he has a better grasp and ownership of this offense.
615-737-1045. Ali next up. Ali, what's up?
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
What up, Ali?
Good. I haven't heard from you in a while.
It's been a minute. All right, so y'all know I am not on the Tennessee bandwagon or the Vols bandwagon or none of that. I'm not a Vols fan. But I am financially interested in the Tennessee Vols winning the East. The only loss that they will have is against Alabama. The Tennessee Vols are going to the SEC championship. You heard it here first.
Okay. That's just crazy.
Ali, Don thinks you're crazy.
Slay?
I did a little thinking on Georgia. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Right.
Georgia.
Slay, I don't know if Slay can get on that train, Ali.
Georgia will come back to the group a little bit. But were they far enough ahead?
Much? Yeah.
Were they far enough ahead to where it doesn't matter necessarily record-wise? 615-737-1045. a boat. I'd like to get on a boat.
Cause then I have the fight of doing the anchor thing. Like you put the anchor down when you don't want to go nowhere. We moving full speed ahead.
James Franklin used to tell us, like, you put the anchor down because you're putting the anchor down to fight.
No,
I'm here to fight.
No, we active. See this with Mike Wright back there. Mike Wright got to wiggle, get around. You know what I'm saying? Get down, get up, go fast, go slow. Can't do that with no anchor. Down, anchor up. Let them see the anchor so they know you coming.
Half the time I trip over the anchor if I'm out there.
Uh-huh. What?
You go to like Crab Island or whatever, and like you're out there wandering around in the water, and you trip over the anchor. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I ain't see. Stub your toe on that ankle, boy.
Yeah. Mike Wright's a better athlete than me, though.
Oh, Mike Wright a different type of athlete. We told him.
Why can't you just make Tank Bigsby the starting quarterback at Auburn?
Let him run Wildcat.
Yeah. You know it's coming. You still can't stop him.
Exactly.
Get in the T formation.
Mm-hmm. Let's roll.
Yeah,
like 7th graders.
Nick Brom has been their starting center, who is gone now too. That doesn't help their cause.
That doesn't help. So Georgia, man, I went back. Y'all should go listen to the previews, the Bet the Board podcast previews with Todd Furman and Payne Insider. Georgia, NFL record 15 draft picks. And so they were talking about an interesting point. Is that actually a good thing? Because
what do you mean?
You escape complacency, right? Like you've got new, hungry, young guys that now will have to be counted on.
Yeah.
Now, there's two sides to that. One, they're hungry. Number two, they haven't been there, done that. So do you just step in it and keep rolling? Like Nick Saban has proven he can revamp no matter what. Can Kirby? Because Georgia's replacing 5 coaches too. 8 starters on defense.
That's a big dynamic right there. That can be overlooked. Those coaches, that can be overlooked. Because a lot of times you're taking your philosophies and the love that you got for that position, you're taking that away, making somebody else come in and lay the groundwork. That can be different.
So here's the thing. The Georgia offense didn't have to be great last year. And they were, and they took advantage of field position, things like that. But check out this stat that those guys had. When the Georgia offense took over on their own 25-yard line or worse, their TD rate was only 28%, which was 38th in the country. So if their historically awesome defense from last year takes a step back and regresses a little bit, are they still a top 5 defense? Are they a top 15 defense? And if so, how does that affect Stetson Bennett having to drive the football down the field more often? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, I think Georgia, and their point was, like, these gambling dudes have power rankings, right? Like, so that's how they come up with point spreads. And you can ask them, okay, if Tennessee played Syracuse on a neutral field, what would the line be? And they'll come up with a number quick.
Right.
Because they have power numbers for everybody. So their power number for Georgia actually came down 7 points from last year. But Georgia is still at least an 8.5-point favorite in every game they play this season. So can you still regress and still go 11-1, 12-0? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it.
So you've got Nolan Smith back at linebacker. You've got Christopher Smith back at strong safety. And you've got Keely Ringo, the number 1 rated corner coming out of high school in 2020.
Yeah, dudes.
That defense gave up 8 touchdowns last year. 8. Including garbage time.
That's what made me bet on them so much because Kirby wasn't taking his starters out the game, and they took pride in stopping you on the goal line.
Yeah.
But then Georgia's offense also wouldn't score 70. So, like, the under would hit.
Because they didn't have to.
Because they didn't have to.
Yep. Absolutely right.
So can Stetson Bennett, who's been dogged his entire career, right, can he take another step knowing that he's the man all offseason? We saw him at SEC Media Days.
Right.
If you put that guy in a room and said, you know, with all of us and said, like, Brett Batchelor and CJ and Moses and be like, hey, pick out the SEC quarterback, you wouldn't pick him.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
It's amazing.
No, you wouldn't.
But he gets the job done.
And that's what
he's
matters.
Not an elite talent by any stretch of the imagination, but he's good enough. Like, his arm's good enough. He's athletic enough to move around.
That's what matters.
He's smart enough to get it to the open receiver.
Protect the ball.
3 starters back on the offensive line. Broderick Jones, left tackle, is a stud. And here's another point that Todd and Payne made. The average defensive projected ranking that Georgia will face is number 66 in the country.
Wow.
So being in the SEC East helps.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You know, but I just thought that was an interesting deep dive into Georgia by those guys, and I think it's a cool thing to think about, like the psychology of it. Like you lose 15 guys, and everybody's like, "Oh crap, you lose 15 guys." Okay, well, you know, if a lot of these dudes came back having already won a national title, who's to say they would still be dogs? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got a bunch of dudes that saw those guys win it,
right.
and now they want to win it. So it actually might be a good thing.
Also learned how to do it.
Yeah.
And how to do it well.
We will see.
45.
That's what they call culture.
That is. It is.
Can Tennessee beat them? Yes.
Yes, they can.
Will they?
That remains to be seen.
I mean, they're going to be about a 10-point dog in that game.
Yep.
Hey.
30.
That's way better than it's been in the past.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, shout out.
Tennessee Steel Haulers, man. My people, Kevin Rochelle and them up here in Clarksville. Shout out to them, man. And my guy, Garth Bowling. They got the Nolensville Little League team on today, man, on their show at 7.
Oh, that's awesome.
Facebook
Those guys are
Live.
rolling back into town. They've got a parade in Nolensville on Wednesday. And
they got a parade?
Yep. Congrats to those kids. We all have been in contact with them a lot. So congrats. Number 2 in the country, number 4 in the world.
Mike Vrabel Show next.
Later.
Be nan.